Hello students, welcome back, and today we are going to continue our chapter 1 series on the thing that we are learning. So previously we already finished about our question about the some of the exercise that we do regarding the antiseptic technique, the disease, and so on. And now we are going to look at this thing, okay? Okay, so this is an experimental question which is very important, and I want students to understand. Whenever you see this picture in your mind, there must be four things. One is the hypothesis, and then the variable, either the manipulated variable, MV, responding variable, RV, and the number third is CV, constant variable, or some people say IV lah, independent variable, dependent variable, and control variable. It is the same thing. When you look at the picture, you must able to get these four things. If you can't, you cannot do this question. So let me ask you, let's say if you want to try, but if you are not wanting to try, I'm also going to ask you. Okay, first you need to read the question. Figure 1 show the result experiment to study you underline effect, to study what? Effect of antibiotic concentration on bacteria. So that will be maybe the aim of the experiment, the objective of the experiment is to study what? To study the effect of blah 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 on growth of bacteria. So what is the hypothesis for this experiment? Okay, so for the hypothesis, you can say it must be a relationship, assumption that you haven't do. So for the hypothesis, you can say that the higher the concentration of antibiotic, I missed some word, of antibiotic, if not then antibiotic, if not then it's a concentration of what? The higher the concentration of antibiotic, the larger the clear area region. Full stop. So I want to ask is, in the hypothesis, okay, so I underline first, concentration of antibiotic and the clear region. Which one is the MV? MV is manipulated variable, and RV is the responding variable, and then we have one more control variable. Which one is the manipulated variable? The concentration of antibiotic or the clear region? MV is something that we want to change in order to get the result. What we want to change?
Antibiotic
Very good. MV is the concentration of antibiotic. So I just write MV, concentration of antibiotic. How about the RV? So the RV will be the clear region. Okay, clear region, RV. So main variable, the concentration of antibiotic. So MV is something that we want to change in order to test the hypothesis. Hypothesis is something that you haven't tested. You test the hypothesis. RV will be the responding variable, the effect of the testing, which is the clear region. Whether the size of clear region, sorry, so I just put here this. Can I undo it? Size of clear region. And RV will be something that we cannot change in order to make the experiment fairer. So the thing that you cannot change, for example, is the type of virus, type of bacteria, or we can say maybe the nutrient broth. Okay, means it must be the same food. You cannot give one more food nutrient, another one is chapalang nutrient, one is a very powerful nutrient. Of course the powerful nutrient will grow more. So but this is not the thing that we want to test. So the bacteria must be the same, the nutrient broth must be the same, somewhat. Maybe the environment also. So the environment in terms of maybe light, For example, you cannot one put under the sunlight, under the sun, one you put in a darker room. Then of course the darker room the bacteria grow faster. You in the sun, of course the bacteria usually die, especially during the 12 o'clock. So why the control variable need to be controlled? It must be controlled. The variable must be controlled or constant. It cannot change. If you change how you want to test the hypothesis, you cannot. So the control variable is a variable that to make sure that the variable is controlled, because the variable that you want to test is the concentration of antibiotic and the clear region and the hypothesis. You want to test this one, the hypothesis, so you cannot change it. So for example, you cannot change the type of bacteria. Hypothesis is something that you don't know, you just want to agak-agak right on it, okay? It's just the assumption. Then after that we have the procedure. So of course we have the procedure. I know the question didn't teach, so I just teach procedure. So procedure, you just say 1 2 3 4 5 6, maybe exam will come out in the procedure, so you just explain, okay? Use your own word. For example, number 1, I will just tell your own story. I will take a petri dish of A and B. In petri dish A and B, I will put the same nutrient broth. In the petri dish A and B, I will put the same bacteria and also the same amount of nutrient, and I will put it in the room, in the same room. Then for petri dish A, I will just put 1 drop of antibiotic. For B, I will put 3 drop of antibiotic. After 10 days or after 3 days, the petri dish and the growth of the bacteria will be observed. After the observe, I will make a report. Make a report and tabulate the data. So up to you. So after the procedure, you want to do the table. So up to you. For me, maybe I will do a table. So I will just do here is A, here is B. So I will do a diagram. Up to you. But we, as a science person, we try to make a diagram that is easy for people to understand. Of course, I can make an essay, but a diagram will be better, or sometimes it's pie chart, sometimes histogram. So I will do 2. I will do diagram. Then I will draw this one. A, let's say A, I put little bit antibiotic. So the white region is smaller. So I just draw the white region smaller. For B, I put 5 drop. So the white region is bigger. Then maybe I will write here width. So here maybe I just write 1 cm. Here I write 5 cm. So that is the table. After you get the table, you need to get the report and the conclusion. So the conclusion will be always the same as the hypothesis, which is the higher the concentration, the larger the clear region. Okay, so you just copy now. Okay, the higher the concentration of antibiotic, the more larger the white region. Just copy back. But even though it's copy back, it's not the same. Hypothesis and conclusion is not that. Even though it's the same word, but it has a different meaning. Hypothesis means you don't know. You just want to test something to test. Conclusion is already finished already. The experiment finished. I already test and I know that the higher the concentration of antibiotic, the higher the size of clear region. But of course, in SBM, you will always say yes, hypothesis accepted, okay? Until when you go to university, you need to do your experiment. Sometimes you say no. You will say no, the concentration of antibiotic does not correlate or does not really, I just make a simple word lah, the increase of the concentration of antibiotic does not cause the increase of white region. So this is, you will say no in the university. Now for SPM it will be always the same. So this is a science experiment. I hope you understand the hypothesis, you understand the manipulated variable, responding variable, constant variable, you understand the procedure. Just use your own words. Some students, they like to stop at here. You just imagine you are talking to your friend only. No need to focus a lot on the grammar because this is a science subject. Just say something that even you pasa also, you can get marks for it as long as it is understandable and it is clear. And then you do a diagram, any diagram, okay? Usually it's table, but it could be pie chart and histogram. Then the conclusion, you just copy back the hypothesis. Okay, see what is the effect of antibiotic based on the experiment. So this is like the discussion, like explanation. So I can say that the antibiotic kill bacteria or kill the microorganism. Means what? Means that if I put less, I put here, I say less, here I put more. Of course, if the petri got a lot of bacteria, when you put one drop, the region is very small. Means the bacteria die. Because white color means the bacteria die already. It's a region. So the white region is very small. If you put a lot of antibiotic, you can see the white color region is bigger. Means around here, all the bacteria die already. So the region of white spot is bigger, which is actually 5 cm. This one is actually 1 cm. Okay, so if any question, you can ask in the comment. Figure 2 show microorganism of P, Q, R, and S and T. P, Q, R, S, T. All of these are virus, and you need to tell me the name. What is P, Q, R, and S? So of course, one of it is yeast. So this is yeast. So the spider will be, what is this called? Bacteriophage. Okay, something like that. Okay. So of course you don't need to know the name, but you need to roughly know it's a virus. So page 48 is it? Oh, fish. So this one will be a virus. Okay, this will be bacteria. So we got yeast, we got bacteria, we got virus is here. Virus. So probably here is the protozoa, which is R and T, which is protozoa. So we can find at page, what page is this? Page 8. You can see this thing is Spirogyra, is an alga. So just let's go to our page again. Let's wait for a while. Okay, so this one R will be Spirogyra. So this will be algae. And then for what page is this? For page 7. So we can see this is a Trichophyton rubrum, and this is a parasite. It's a fungus. Okay, so I just write here a parasite fungus. So let's go to page 52. Where was I? 53 actually. So this is a fungus. Okay, so roughly we understand the question. Okay, the picture, P is yeast, Q is bacteria, R is an algae. It's green color, probably for photosynthesis. This one, like a spider, is like a virus, and very very small. It's the smallest microorganism. And T will be the fungus, another name So classify PQI based on the following characteristic: have cell wall and cell membrane. So have cell wall and cell membrane, it will be what? PQRT. PQRT. Wait, let me change my pen color. We are use green color, okay? So have cell wall, it will be P, Q, R, and T. Have a cell membrane, it will be a S. Okay, so this is the cell membrane. Looks like the membrane of the cell, but other will be like a cell wall because it's like a plant. Have cell wall and have cell wall and cell membrane. Cell wall and cell membrane, it will be P, Q, R, and T. Okay, it has cell wall. That's why I see what cell wall. How can this be a cell wall? Because it's a bacteria. So bacteria will be the membrane cell. The cell wall usually it will be the plant that can produce photosynthesis. Have no cell wall and no cell membrane, that will be a virus. So it will be S. So virus does not have a cell wall, have a cell, because it is very, very small. It can even penetrate and change the DNA. So it's extremely small, but soap is very effective to kill him. The soap, it will just disintegrate the particle and the virus. Disintegrate means just disappear or destroy. Microorganism, which, okay, so you just can say, we already do this. Name two group of microorganisms that has no cell wall and cell membrane. Name the group, so it will be virus. Okay, name a microorganism. P, walao, they ask for name. P, so P is a yeast. We already get the answer, yeast. So I just write here yeast. Is microorganism P useful microorganism or a pathogen? Explain. So is yeast a good thing or is it a pathogen, a bad thing? Okay, so for the microorganism, is P, a yeast, a microorganism, a useful microorganism or a pathogen? So we will say that P is a useful microorganism, okay? Especially it is used for making food production, okay? Food, maybe we can say used to make bread or make cake, for example. Yeast is not a pathogen, okay, because it does not cause disease. Actually, it's a bit wrong, does not cause disease, but the textbook say, I just follow, does not cause disease. But actually, yeast can be good and yeast can be bad as well, because some yeast actually can cause infection like thrush, vaginitis, and other infection. So yes, actually yeast can cause infection and disease, but it is not a pathogen, because pathogen means it will live in your body, but yeast is actually not a pathogen. But yeast can be bad and it can be good and can bad, but the textbook just say like that, so I just follow the textbook lah. Okay, the textbook say that yeast is good because it can use to make food like cake and bread, and yeast is not a pathogen because it does not cause disease. This one is a bit not so accurate, because actually if you Google it, you can find that actually yeast also can cause harm. Yeah, so that is not a good answer. That is why sometimes I do the book, I feel it can be improved. It can be improved, because when the students say not good, then they will straight away get wrong because it's not in the marking scheme. So maybe the teacher can consider give the student correct if the student say that yeast also can cause disease. This one, if you don't believe me, you can go find Google. But obviously yeast is not a pathogen. This one is also confirmed. I also like to use a lot on Google and ChatGPT to clarify my understanding whether it's correct or wrong. Okay, so if no question, I teach until here only. Okay,
Okay.
Okay, so I see you on next Saturday. Thank you and bye bye.
Okay. Hey, teacher.
Okay, so thank you, student. Have a nice weekend ahead. I hope you enjoy, and you can always feel free to post any question or comments at the below section. And I hope to see you again in the next class. Thank you and bye bye.